to me. Talk to me. If you feel the need or when you need to feel it, talk to me. If you feel the need or when you need to feel it, talk to me.
Hello, testing. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Now? Can you see me now? Okay, give me a second. Hello, everyone. I'm Timothy Go. I think I look quite funny on webcam, but anyway, welcome to another episode of Learning and Communication here on That's IT. As human beings, we do communicate a lot. We are social creatures after all. But we used to communicate face-to-face, and then we moved on to voice, and then text messaging. And now it's so important to actually see the faces of the people we chat with online. So has our laptops, our mobile phones, or the internet improved the way we interact with each other? Meet Mark. He's your average guy who responds to his emails, makes his calls through his headset, and uses voice conferencing for his business meetings.
Okay, thank you.
And yes, just like you and me, he is part of this globalized world.
In my personal life, I think I'm probably quite well connected. I have a Facebook account, for example. I'm an Australian, but I live here in Singapore. And because of that, I need to contact my family in Australia. My wife is American, so we contact her family in the US. And my parents are from Scotland, so we contact my family in the UK also. We do that several ways, obviously by telephone. But in terms of virtual communication, we find it very cost-effective to use voice over IP. Also, if I see that my family and friends are online, it's very easy to start a chat with them using an instant messaging service.
And that's not all.
In the business scene, I think virtual communication is vital now to all of our communications, basically. We see that I communicate with all of the staff in my company via either instant messaging or, of course, via email and telephone. Virtual communication certainly has a growing role in both private life and also in corporate life. I think for our customers, for example, it's very important for us to still meet with them and talk with them face-to-face to ensure that we engage with them and really understand exactly what they need from a business point of view.
Now, besides just hearing a voice on the other side or reading a message off the screen, there is a new gadget on the block. Now, you can see the other person in full color, life-size.
It's so difficult nowadays for people to find the time to travel to meet their customers, to travel to meet their teammates, even to stay in contact with their families. And yet with telepresence, we're re-enabling that process so that people can have meetings using Cisco telepresence, have that face-to-face interaction, all the important things about physical or non-verbal communication, body language, non-verbal cues. You can do all of that with telepresence. It's just that you don't have to travel to do it. You can do all that from your office.
Are we live? Afternoon, Singapore.
With a touch of a button, you can connect to another office in another part of the world. From the tables to the walls, it is just uncanny how everything looks the same. Each conferencing room is made out to look identical, giving each member a sense that they're talking to someone just sitting across the table.
People's experience with video conferencing traditionally has been that it is so obvious that it's a technology-driven experience. You walk into a video conference room, there's probably 3 or 4 remotes sitting on the table, there's 2 or 3 pages of instructions of how to use it. The system doesn't always work the way that it's meant to be. The size of the people on the other end of the call keeps reminding you that this is a technology experience. And we're focused on 3 things with telepresence: quality, simplicity, and reliability. And you see the quality when you look at the 65-inch plasmas displaying 1080p high-definition video with life-size people on the other end. You can hear the quality in the audio, spatial wideband audio, and the simplicity of setting up a meeting with just one push of a button because it's integrated into your calendaring function.
This daring new piece of technology is set to revolutionize the very idea of business meetings. Just imagine, you could meet anyone, anywhere with probably all the efficiency of a real face-to-face meeting, minus the hassles that come with traveling and the jet lag.
I recently conducted a meeting from here in Singapore with colleagues in Melbourne and in San Jose, California. We were able to have that meeting, achieve all of our business goals, and at the end of the meeting, my Melbourne colleague drove home to his family and the next day was able to watch his son play football. So we were able to use telepresence to meet all of our business goals at a very moderate cost, as well as allowing us to have a very good work-life balance. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
Someone once said the most important thing about communication is to hear what is not being said. So what happens if you're not happy with the way you interact with other people and want to start all over again? Sounds weird? I'll explain when we return.
Talk to me.
Size doesn't matter for this 2.5-kilo dog. She saved a toddler from a snake's attack by taking the worst of it herself. The full story of a child's best friend on Primetime News.
Businesses that understand success understand being different. And they know to realize success, they need a partner who understands what they understand. They recognize each customer is unique, with diverse goals and different needs. We've over 10,000 offices in 82 countries, tailoring solutions for your business. HSBC, the world's local bank.
Tonight, they're efficient,
The nice thing about biodiesel is that properties are similar to diesel.
environmental,
とにかく油をゴミに捨てるっていうことをやっぱりやめていかないと、でそれを何かに使うっていうことの発想でこういうことはいいことだって。
but are they economical?
550,000 isa.
Mahal masyado.
Asian vehicles ride the green wave, but will it be a bumpy road ahead for this green drive? Insight, tonight at 9:30.
My computer holds everything I cherish. Videos of my daughters. The latest fashion. It's emailed to me from the most faraway places. The lives of people I meet. I search for them on Google. And of course, I have all my designs for the perfect Saturday, made from needle and thread.
HP Pavilion DV9000T with Intel Centrino Duo mobile technology.
Achieve your business potential and learn how you can grow your business with the Today HP Total Care Seminar. Visit hptotalcare.com.sg for more details.
Talk to me.
So what happens when you get bored with what you're working on and you want to be someone else, dress differently, look differently, become a supermodel, a top-rated actor? But it's not possible to do it now. What do you do then? Well, it's easy. You create a second life.
Second Life is the latest online offering by Linden Labs with over 8 million registered users. It is a brave new world where you design your own avatar, make new friends, play, learn, and do business. In a nutshell, this would be your second life.
We want to build a connected virtual world that everybody can use to learn, to play, to create businesses, and to do all of that together, which is the big difference from the web, right? The web is this sequential medium, right? You post on a blog, then I post on a blog, right? We're not doing things together. We're not having a dialogue. We're not having a conversation. We're having a monologue. And so the big difference with Second Life is all of this is happening in a shared space. It's a shared experience. When we consume media in Second Life, when we consume experiences in Second Life, we're doing it together, which is of course what we want to do because we're a social species.
It is this hunger for social interaction that brought people from all around the world into Second Life, into an online digital world that is imagined, created, and known by its residents.
I used to log into Second Life pretty often when I found different interesting friends in there. And I would meet them and we would go to virtual clubs in there and go dancing and whatnot, because you can't do that in Second Life. And sometimes you just share your life troubles or whatever while you're in there. So it's therapeutic in that sense.
A warning, this is not a game. The creators of Second Life will tell you this is reality. It's a scary thought, though, considering how close to reality the whole experience really is. Think about it. There are people to meet. In fact, a fully functioning economy where you can buy and sell things. And from this Second Life, create opportunities. Promote yourself or your business, whether in your first life or your second life.
Second Life very clearly isn't a game. If you look at video games, like anything else, have signal characteristics. They have artificial conflict, they have a set of fixed outcomes, and Second Life doesn't have any of those things.
Just like our first life, or some of us might call it our reality, you can do business here in Second Life. The Linden dollar is a currency used in this world, and interestingly enough, it is pegged against the American greenback.
So last year, Angie Chung became one of the first few Second Life residents to hit $1 million US in terms of what she owns. And so that sparked a gold rush or land rush. What people have been doing is they've set up businesses where they buy land, and so it becomes a very legitimate business that mirrors the real world, in fact. So, and just like the real world, because of this, land prices have gone up. So it's quite hilarious, but it mirrors the real world very accurately.
Perhaps what Second Life really offers is the freedom to dream and to live out your dream.
When we look at people, say, building businesses within Second Life, there's a lot of freedom because, let's say, you want to try to be a clothing designer. In the real world, you don't have a lot of freedom to do that because you need production capability, you need a lot of startup capital to try to do it, you need distribution. These are all large impediments to building that kind of business in the real world. In Second Life, you could go do it today.
Besides businesses, educational institutes have accounts in Second Life too. Nanyang Polytechnic in Singapore is one such example. Over at the School of Interactive and Design Media, students enter Second Life for their classes.
NYP decided to be on Second Life first because this is a technology program. It's digital entertainment technology, and innovation is our business pretty much. So we have to be familiar with new mediums and new technology.
Conventional teaching methods are shelved in this new medium. The whole idea is to engage the students and allow them to enjoy themselves while learning.
I always try not to replicate real life. If I replicate the typical setting of me standing and the students separated from me, that doesn't work. This is a new medium. So the actual setting is usually a very more, if I may say, familiar environment. I stand there and I have my slides inside the world, and I have the students around me. And so the way that I do is more of a discussion. So I bring a topic and say, let's talk about this. Let me show you now. Let's go to this place in Second Life where you can actually see an example of this. And then we have a discussion and I clarify the concepts and all. That's the way the lecture works.
Well, okay, holding a class in Second Life might sometimes be more engaging, but then you really can't replace the real classroom experience.
Some people might think that, oh, we could set up a virtual classroom in there, have students meet up online, they don't have to come to class. But the problem with that is that it's very easy to lose interest and isn't ideal for doing that. Face-to-face is still more engaging. So what we've found is that the better way to teach in Second Life is to set up simulations. So for instance, if you're teaching physics, you can actually show planetary systems, how things orbit and move around, and you could have the student, make some changes to the way it works and then see how the resultant outcome is. And they can learn from all these kind of simulations.
There was a skepticism from people, from students, even from staff and lecturers about Second Life. But is this a game? Is it not? But once we did it, and once we saw the results, like, you know, students were learning. Our students were actually hired by Linden Lab, Singapore. Once the whole management and all the lecturers saw that there are actually real values in education, everybody jumped in it, and we had actually a really nice support from the school, setting up the lab and all.
Since the students found the lesson so enjoyable in the virtual world, I decided to try and see for myself. So everyone, say hi to IT Tim Peckable.
Why are people drawn into Second Life? Off the top of my head, I see two compelling reasons. First of all, it would be one of the most accessible means for somebody to actually go into a space and actually have a physical body, sort of like an embodiment of themselves online. The other one is the idea that I think one of the most compelling reasons why Second Life is so interesting is also because of the non-verbal communication. So when I refer to non-verbal communication, I refer to things like gesturing and all that. And so, for example, let's say you were to instant message a friend and say, get well soon, you could put a smiley. So that's an attempt, and emoticon is an attempt at which you convey a non-verbal. In a sense of Second Life, you can actually say that, plus you can go forward to the person and hug the person.
Well, in the ideal world, I would love to say that I've mastered the art of moving around or to use my character to communicate with someone else non-verbally, possibly through a hug. But wait a minute. In the real world, I can't even get past changing my avatar. The controls and my movements sure take a while to get used to. And with the large amount of bandwidth that the program needs to transfer all that 3D information, it is tough to fully appreciate the whole experience.
First life or second life? I think I'll deal with this life first, so when we return, we'll have a look at all the latest gadgets to help us communicate better, virtually. We'll be right back.
Talk to me.
Size doesn't matter for this 2.5-kilo dog. She saved a toddler from a snake's attack by taking the worst of it herself. The full story of a child's best friend on Primetime News.
Businesses that understand success understand being different. And they know to realize success, they need a partner who understands what they understand. They recognize each customer is unique, with diverse goals and different needs. We've over 10,000 offices in 82 countries, tailoring solutions for your business. HSBC, the world's local bank.
We share so we can learn. Stories, experiences. Sharing inspires. It doesn't matter if it's only small words of advice or a life-changing story. Every word counts, and nothing shared is ever unappreciated. Sharing, it helps us face a new world of challenges and adds flavor to our lives. That's why we're here to share. Vanilla, the new lifestyle magazine for women.
Every day, 3 orangutans disappear because 36,000 hectares of forest are removed. Every day, 100 elephants are killed. And this happens to 200,000 sharks. We're at the top of the food chain. So when the animals die, should we care? Saving Gaia on Channel News Asia. Monday at 8:30 p.m.
This series is brought to you by the John Erdos Gallery, proud to be a part of the Saving Gaia movement and supported by the National Environment Agency.
Talk to me.
Well, we all live in a fast-paced world. We all have to rush, do our own things, minding our own business, sometimes with no care at all. But it's always nice to know there's someone we can reach out to, someone we can talk to. Text messages, visuals, Even a simple phone call, a hi and hello is so much appreciated this day and age.
Instant messaging. Who doesn't know about it? I have Windows Live Messenger and Yahoo Messenger, and more. So now try combining chats with a virtual pet that you can actually keep. Instead of just talking to your friends, you can own a 3D virtual pet. Using artificial intelligence software and a natural language processing technology, the pet reads your messages, understands the context and semantics, and responds back to you.
If you speak English, this 3D virtual pet can interact with you. So you can talk to it, you can give it commands, you can tell it to go play ball, and what it does is it will react accordingly to your action.
Choose clothes for your virtual pet. Play with it. You can compliment it and watch it smile. Or send some harsh words and it will be furious, choosing not to talk to you after a while.
Behind the virtual pet, there is a kind of a virtual life model, and so this pet actually experiences emotions, and this takes instant messaging to a whole new level because people are emotive, and if you were just going to be communicating with people through textual communications, it is not enough. If you had a 3D virtual pet which understands your emotions and is able to run along and express emotions which is similar to its owner, that actually brings communication to a whole new level.
Now, to enjoy chatting with your friends and talking to your new virtual pet, wherever you may be, perhaps you might want to consider using an ultra-mobile PC. The new Fujitsu U1010 is the first ultra-mobile tablet PC that measures only 5.6 inches, weighs in just over half a kilogram, and is packed with features. With Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Ethernet, and a USB port, staying connected can be a breeze. But there's a compromise to the size or lack of it. The conventional touchpad is replaced by a thumb track stick, and the mouse buttons are on the left side of the keyboard. But here's a cool feature. There's a security finger scanner for absent-minded users just like me, just in case someone else gets a hold of my PC. From text communications, we now move to audio. Overseas calls are much cheaper with the use of the internet. Introducing the iPhone. No, we're not talking about the Apple iPhone. Now you can make internet calls with Linksys iPhone Dual Mode Internet Telephony Kit for Skype. Sounds like a mouthful. It's a cordless phone-based station attached directly to the home network via Ethernet. With this handy device, it is now easier to call anyone, whether on Skype, mobile phones, or landline. But nothing beats face-to-face meetups. So why not try the new Logitech QuickCam Pro 9000? This elegant PC webcam uses Carl Zeiss designed optics. Now you can see your friends ever clearer when you talk to them. And for those of you who want to play games with your friends and even watch them grimace when you beat them, Microsoft has the answer. This idea for this interesting piece of kit started with a very simple premise.
I think with the advent of digital technologies and broadband and the internet, it becomes technologically a lot easier now for people to communicate virtually. But I don't think we'll ever see virtual communications overtake face-to-face.
With that in mind, Microsoft created the Live Vision camera add-on to their Xbox 360. Now you can play any games and watch your opponent's expression. If they play the wrong card, you will know it. Or you could treat this like just a regular webcam and communicate over the Xbox dedicated network. Other accessories like this keypad will let you type your instant messages quickly while playing.
We think of the Xbox not only as a gaming console or platform, but as an entertainment platform. As digital media and digital games and all of that converge, the Xbox 360 really becomes the entertainment device for a home and for an individual.
We've heard time and time again that we are social creatures and that we need to get in touch with other people and stay in touch. Face-to-face communication is very important because we get to see body language. Now, with technology, we can do face-to-face online. Speaking of which, it's time for me to do some interaction myself. I'm Timothy Go. That's it.
Channel News Asia, a network of MediaCorp News.
From this to these.
Why are Taiwan's motherboard makers moving into the front lines of technology?
ASUS has accumulated a lot of expertise. We'll be providing, the total solution, including like the notebook, a smartphone to the end user.
I'm Timothy Go in Taipei to learn about the winning formulas behind Taiwan's successful IT makers.
That's IT, Wednesday at 8:30.
Coming up this week on Gillette World Sport, we'll be on course with BMX king Donnie Robinson. And on the squash court in Egypt with world number 2, Rami Ashar. All this and more on Gillette World Sport, Friday at 8:30 p.m. on Channel News Asia. Saturday on Japan Hour. Japan Hour, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. Japan Hour is brought to you by Sumitomo Corporation, ANA All Nippon Airways, Best Denki, Daikin, Fanco, NEC, Nikkei, Pilot Pin, and UOB Travel Planners. Providing Asian perspectives in an ever-changing landscape. Channel News Asia. Time by Frank Muller. Brought to you by Sincere Fine Watches.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Elvin Hill.
And I'm again in half an hour for World Tonight.
Talk to me. Talk to me. If you feel the need or when you need to feel it, talk to me. If you feel the need or when you need to feel it, talk to me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Timothy Go, and I am in unfamiliar territory again.